Hi guys, Ursa Dia here, and I'm back with another Otomania episode. Today I'm going to be ranking the characters of Brothers Conflict. For those who don't know, BroCon is a series that started off as a manga and then got made into two PSP games and then got a spin-off manga and an anime based off of it. And so today I'm going to be ranking the characters. So let's get into it. Okay, so here I am on Tier Maker, and I made this fancy schmancy little tier thing. I'm going to be ranking them by S rank, A rank, B rank, C rank, D rank characters, with S rank obviously being top tier, D rank being bottom tier, just because there are 14 of them, and I was not going to have 1 through 14 on here because that would just be way too much. So yeah, the brothers are sadly not in order. When I input the pictures, I put them in by their names instead of their birth order, but I will be ranking them starting from like oldest to youngest. So for those who are unfamiliar with the series, BroCon is about 13 brothers who essentially get a stepsister, and they all fall in love with her. And it's your stereotypical otome, slightly maybe kind of like incestuous, depending on how you look at it, but it really just depends on your views of like step siblings and like whether or not they're family and stuff. And like they don't become step siblings until she's like 16 years old. And most of them are already like adults. But yeah, so that's the basis. I actually really loved this show. When I first watched BroCon, like I was like obsessed with it. So it's one that's like near and dear to my heart. So let's start off with Masaomi. He is the oldest. I think he's like 32, maybe. You know what, I'm gonna pull up a list of all their ages, because I remember their birth order, their occupations, and like all of their names, which is a lot to do. But I never remember exactly how old they are. Oh, I was really, really close. Okay, so I think I said that he was 32. He's 31, so I was off by a year. So Masaomi, he's a doctor. He's 31. He's kind of like the father to them. I don't really care for him. He kind of just exists. Like, I see him more of like a father figure to like all of the brothers than like actually like a love interest. So I'm gonna put him at B because it's kind of middle rank. Like, I like him, he's a good character, but I'm not like in love with him or anything. Like, I just kind of see him as like a dad. Next is Ukyo. He's a lawyer, he's 29. He cooks a lot. I think I'm gonna give him a C rank because I don't care for him. Like, he exists, but like he's kind of like Masaomi, but I don't like him as much. Like, Masa, at least, like, I could see myself, like, being close to, just because he's a really, like, gentle person and really nice. And, like, that's not saying Ukyo isn't nice, but, like, I just feel like he and I wouldn't get along as much. Like, he's kind of strict, like, follow the rules type, and I don't necessarily like that, so I'm gonna put him as a C rank. Next is Kaname. He's 28. He's a very flirtatious monk. I hate him. I hate him because I don't like overly flirtatious guys, and like that's what he is. And it's like sad because like I love his voice actor. His voice actor is Junichi Suwabe, who voices, sadly, a lot of characters who are like Kaname. Like, he voices, like, Ren from Utapri. He's also the Undertaker in Kurosatsuji. But I hate, I love his voice, but I hate the characters that he voice acts because they're always like overly flirtatious and I can't stand that. So Kaname is like definitely like D-rank character for me. Like I don't like him. I can't stand him. Next is Hikaru. Hikaru is an author, like a novelist. Likes to dress as a girl, which like I don't mind. Like I think Hikaru is honestly probably like one of the best looking of the brothers. I don't care too much for Hikaru's personality. Like I relate to Hikaru because like I'm also a writer, so I kind of like vibe with that aesthetic. But like Hikaru has just slightly like too bougie taste for me, so I think I'm gonna put C rank. Like I don't hate Hikaru, like we'd be friends, but I don't think we'd have anything like beyond that. Next, we start with the triplets, and first in the triplets is Tsubaki. He is a voice actor, seiyuu. He's 24. Oh, I forgot to say, Hikaru is 26. But Tsubaki is 24. I like Tsubaki. He's not my favorite of the triplets. I would say he's probably like my second favorite. I don't know if I like him enough to be A tier, though. I feel like I have to give him B tier. Because I don't... Okay, we might move him. I'm going to put him in B. We're going to see how the rest of this plays out. But he's really nice. He's honestly, like, the way that the anime ends, I wouldn't say there's really, like, an end person. Like, sometimes with otome animes, they allow for each guy to have an episode, but then they kind of end it with, like, one particular character kind of being, like, the end game of the show. Brothers Conflict didn't really do that, but they did focus on Tsubaki a lot. He's okay. Like, I like his personality. Like, he's very, like, playful and likes to, like, kind of pull pranks and stuff. So I'm gonna place him at B, but he could be an A. He might move up to an A. We'll see. Next is Azusa. He is the second of the triplets. He is also a seiyuu, but he's more, like, calm, cool, and collected. He is supposed to be identical to Tsubaki, and I'm literally just like, how? Like, I can understand, like, when you see a picture of, like, when they're younger, which there's only, like, one of those, they do look alike, but I think because they dyed their hair different, like, Tsubaki's definitely has, like, more spiky hair, like, Azusa's more, like, kind of brushed down, and, like, he has glasses, they have moles on opposite sides, like, so they're kind of, like, they're definitely similar, but I don't think that they're as identical as they always push to make it seem. I honestly don't care for him. So I'm gonna put him as a C rank. He's kind of, like, okay. Next up is the third and final triplet, Natsume. And when I say, like, I feel so bad for Natsume because, like, Tsubaki and Azusa are supposed to be identical twins, and Natsume's fraternal twin, like, he doesn't look like the other two. And he's also born on a different day. Tsubaki and Azusa are born on the 31st of December. And Natsume's born on the 1st of January. So he's quite literally third wheeling in his own group of triplets. Because he's the fraternal twin who's born on a different day, while the other two are born on the same day and identical. And I feel so bad. Like, that has to suck. Like, I don't blame him. Like, essentially all the brothers live together for the most part, except for Hikaru and Natsume. They're the only two who don't live in the house, and I don't blame, like, Natsume for moving out, because I would hate to be in a group of, like, triplets and be literally third wheeling in my own, like, triplets. Like, I would hate it so much. But Natsume is a game designer. He also used to run track and field, and I'm not gonna cap, I love him. He is my favorite. The only thing I don't like about Natsume is that he smokes. And that's the only thing. Like, he is super athletic. He used to do track and field, which I love because I used to do track and field. I love running. He's a game designer. He's kind of serious, but he's like the strong type of serious that I really like enjoy. And he's like borderline like a tsundere. He like comes off as tsundere just because he's so serious, but he's really, really caring. He has 2 cats that he named after his brothers, and he's fit. They have a shower scene with him, and like, it's heaven. So Natsume is definitely S tier for me, like 10 out of 10, love him. Feel really bad for him, but like, I love him. Next up is Louis. Louis is a hairdresser. Louis is actually adopted. Louis is the only non-biological brother out of the group, which I kind of like feel bad about. I'm also just kind of like, how did one woman push out 12 kids? One group of which was triplets. I'm like, how? 12 kids, and then you adopted one? And then you got married to somebody who had a kid? Like, that's a lot of children. I'm like, holy crap. And, like, the brothers don't really look alike, so I really want to know, like, if they all have the same dad. Like, I'm really curious about that, but it doesn't say anything about it in the anime. I don't know if it says anything about it in the manga. I haven't read the manga. But I'm gonna put Louis as a B rank, because he's really sweet. Louis is really sweet. He can talk to Julie, who is a squirrel. Long story about that, which I'll get into later. But Louis is just very, very sweet. He helps Emma, who is the protagonist, out when something really big happens that, like, affects her. And he's a hairdresser, so he's always doing, like, hair for them. He's just really sweet. Apparently he's my age. He's 21. I did not realize that, but he's definitely a B rank. Like, he and I would be friends. Next up is Subaru. He is a basketball player / college student. He's really only interested in basketball until he meets Emma. He loves Natsume. Because they used to work out, but then he kind of feels betrayed because Natsume stops playing sports. I think I'm gonna put him as an A rank, but I'm also hesitant in putting him in B rank because I really do like his personality, but I don't like him as much as others. So I might drop him down, but I'll keep him here for now. Next is Iori. He is 18. He is a high school student about to graduate. I kind of want to put him in D. Not because I hate him, but just because I never remember that he exists. Like, I like to think of Iori as the love child of Yuki Soma from Fruits Basket and Kuroko from Kuroko's Basketball, because he has, like, Yuki's personality mixed with, like, Kuroko's ability to just not be seen. Like, I know all of the brothers by birth order, and if I ever forget one of them, it's always Iori. Like, I forget he exists. I honestly can't even remember really, like, I don't even think he really gets his own episode. Like, it's been a while since I've watched the anime, but, like, I don't remember his episode at all. I remember that he likes flowers, and that's about the extent. So I'm gonna put him in D just because, not that I hate him, I just honestly just never remember that he exists as a person, which is not what you want in your characters. Next up is Yusuke. He is age 16. He is in the same class as Emma. And honestly, if they were going to have like an end goal character for like the show, it should have been Yusuke. And I'm actually like pissed off at how everything happens with Yusuke, because Yusuke, he was Emma's classmate, so he knew her before any of the brothers, and he had a crush on her as his classmate. And then all of a sudden she ends up becoming his stepsister, and suddenly all of his brothers are vying for her attention, and it's like Yusuke had first dibs. Yusuke liked her before she became his like sister. And so I feel really, really bad for him in that aspect, because like I can't imagine like how betrayed I would feel if I liked somebody and then they became my step-sibling and all of my real siblings stole them away from me. Like, I would be so pissed off. I think I'm gonna give him an A rank because he is my second favorite character, and I love him because he, to me, is the love child of Kamigami no Asobi's Takeru and Loki, because he literally has Takeru's hairstyle with Loki's hair color, and he actually has Loki's voice actor, but Takeru's personality, so it's literally like Loki and Takeru had a child together, and I love it. Like, he has that tsundere personality, while also being, like, overly embarrassed, so he's definitely probably my second favorite of the boys. But he's great. He has, like, Loki's voice actor, but Takeru's personality, which is just great. They look very similar, so I always think of him like that. Next up is Futo. He is 15. He is a middle school student, but he's also an idol, and he's a very popular idol at that. He is... sadistic might not be the right word to use. Narcissistic might work. He kind of looks down on everybody and is an asshole. And half the time I want to punt him, and half the time I want to hug him. So I'm going to put him as A because he's definitely, I would say, my third favorite character of the group. But I also hate him, so I can't put him in S tier. So I'm going to give him A tier because he is my third favorite character. And I do love him, but I also just want to, like, stab him sometimes. Like, he's just, like, that type of personality. Finally, we have the last brother, Wataru, who is 10. Jailbait. I am going to put him in C rank. Not for any, like, romantic feelings, because that is, like, majorly illegal. I guess technically any of the teens would be, like, illegal, but when I first got into the show, I was younger than some of them, so it was like, okay. But Wataru I put in C because I really do like him as a character, but as, like, a younger brother. Like, I would definitely, like, smother him and, like, spoil him rotten if he was my step-sibling. Like, he is just adorable and definitely, like, younger brother material. So I'm gonna put him in C because I really do love him, but, like, not romantically. Definitely platonic. And finally, I put Julie on here. So, as I said earlier when I was talking about Louis, Julie is a squirrel. Emma has a pet squirrel named Julie. And Julie, in the anime, only becomes a human through a dream. I forget how Julie becomes human in the games, because it's, like, kind of weird. But essentially, he does have a root in the games. Honestly, Julie kind of annoys me. So, I'm gonna put Julie in D. Even as a squirrel, like, as a squirrel, Julie is really, really cute, but obnoxious. So I definitely would put Julie as a D. So, let's see. Do I want to change any of them? I feel like this is good. I'm still debating on if I should move Tsubaki up to A, but I feel like this is pretty good. I feel like this is right. This is about right. Yeah, so just to recap, starting from the bottom, in D rank I have Kaname, Iori, and Julie. C rank is Yukio, Hikaru, Azusa, and Wataru. B rank is Masaomi, Tsubaki, and Louie. A rank is Subaru and Futo, and S rank is Natsume and Yusuke. So yeah, that is me ranking the BroCon boys. I just thought this would be fun. I didn't really know what to do for this week, and I was just like, I should rank some characters, and I just chose BroCon because I thought it'd be fun. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think, if you agree with my list. If you don't, I am going to try to see, I might be able to put the link to this in the description below, so if I can, go check that out and maybe make a list of your own, and share it with me on social media, like, add Arissa D on, like, everything. So yeah, I'd be really interested to see how you guys tier the boys. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe and to hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I release more Otomania videos or just other fun videos on my channel. Otomania comes out every other Monday, so be sure to keep a lookout for it. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Love you. Bye.